run will continue as far as predictions are concerned. We start on Inferno then, with Atrix on the CT side. First of potentially 3 here in our first South American game of the season. No Julies for the T side, but of course, there are much closer angles here on Inferno. They'll easily get close enough for a one-shot pop, and that Glock magazine has plenty of rounds in it. Sophia quietly falling away back to the bomb site. Just a smoke here for Bokor. I say just, it is quite powerful. You can see Littles is on long towards the A bomb site with that flashbang. So that smoke may buy time for her to do a flash from the well, but the double nades! Oh, it's goodbye to Bokor. She is able to land a smoke though, but surely this encourages them to go straight through. Sophia's gonna have to give up the angles. She smoked off as well. Oh, they weren't expecting that. That's gotta be a simple hard counterplay to maybe the comfort zone for Atrix. And this is what I'm talking about. That's the kind of intel they may not have on QSC as a new team. Anyway, how will they deal with this? 4-on-5 retake of the B bomb site. Looking for these Ts. They're really making it hard to find these frags. They are burning down this clock. I don't see a defuse kit for these players. Regian's dropped, but they'll get revenge on late. And Littles is the only one remaining now. 1 versus 3. I think it's just about trying to pad those stats now. But again, she could opt to try and save her Kevlar, but she won't be doing that. Pistol goes the way of QSE.
I think this is one of those moments where they've definitely put in some time, watching demos, figuring out how we can best counter whatever a team like Atrix is going to throw at us, right? Because when you know how good your opponent is, the best thing that you can bring to the table is your wits. So beautifully placed, double HE gets them that opener, the site cracks open, and a good flash as well that forces Sophia to have to back all the way into church, which means she can't do anything. She fires off a few errant shots, but it's not going to land. She's full blind. And they had free reign on the site at that point. So beautifully coordinated, and of course nets them that first round and a very strong buy into the second.
Good useful damage continues in this second round. Very promising start in that respect. We've seen over many years how the importance of utility has risen in Counter-Strike. And it's very promising to see a new put together team showing such attention to detail. Atrix on Eco are looking to flank now. And one thing for the newer teams as well, like you look at the potential pain points for them. Being drawn out into longer rounds, which is not what I'm expecting here, but when that does happen, when you're going for those late game rounds and one thing goes wrong, the question of if you have the capacity to deal with that is one that's caught many a team off guard. I think some mouthfeel jumping from Cammy there. And they'll get the last one on the kill feed at least, which is a teammate, but doesn't really matter.
Geez, almost another Kami ace. So quick in the, not a scout that time, but puts a lot of work into that round. Of course, it was a bit of a nothing round. Atrix tried something. They, pushed aggressively out of mid. They tried to take that space. It doesn't pan out, right? We didn't really think it would. Getting 1 kill there is probably the most they could have asked for. But now, Littles has already bought into an AWP. They've actually managed to make that happen by round 3, despite not having won a single round. It is Glass Cannon, and it's gone!
Oof.
Ooh.
See ya! Oh, they've used the HE as well, which might be to send the weapon away. I'm not sure where it was dropped. Finance caught off guard. This is looking a little rough for Atrix. I think QSC are absolutely going to feel like they're in a driving seat now. Again, I'm not sure if they... it was off camera, so I'm not sure if they had seen the AWP because they've had good HE usage anyway, but they may be trying to take the rifle away. I'm fairly sure that's what they were going for. So again, good signs early from QSC. The new team doing well thus far.
It's just crazy that the AWP just got instantly deleted. Like, within a moment. That's rough. And yes, Anna X has picked it up. And that's also terrifying, because we know what she is capable of with that in her hands as well.
I wondered what they were going to do, they as in QSC, were going to do with their spawns as well, because some of them had really forward spawns, and considering the round and that there was a Mach 10, I wondered, would they go for something a bit risky and just try and send it up banana, but no. They knew who was throwing what utility from where, and were really calm with their approach.
Solid hunt at the end there as well, just to make sure that those guns don't make it through. And I think that, like, I really do want to just re-emphasize, right? Anna X Josie from Fluxo. Phenomenal team. Followed up with, obviously, Cami and Leia from W7M. Like, you have some storied, some incredibly strong talent on this QSE roster. So as much as they're, like, newly formed-ish, I mean, they've probably been together for a few months, maybe doing some ESEA stuff or whatever. But in terms of, like, the overall picture of Impact, or ESL Impact, they're relatively new. So don't,
unlucky.
Like,
Where's your
gun
wine,
out of the way.
Where's your wine, bro? Wine bottles under the barrels. Not to be retrieved. That is a huge rip.
Unlucky. We'll get him next time. But yeah, I mean, basically, this is not a team to underestimate. Let's put it that way. Oh, and just an update for anybody who was interested. One of our community streamers, Hegemonia, is busy casting Furia versus Brave Bears on their channel. So if people want to go check that out, that's where you can find our community stream for the evening. Or stick around here because we've got nasty HEs.
It is beautiful. Their pacing is good. The pacing in anti-eco rounds is also important. We see the challenge now from Atrix, but there's still time on the clock for QSC to wait out the smoke if they need to. So again, good detail we're seeing so far. There was a little chance there, but it was brief as Cami announces her presence with the AWP. So now the game begins. At 0-4, the game begins for Atrix on the CT side. There's so much importance on winning this CT round. Otherwise, we could be looking at a 0-7 scoreline, really.
I'm actually kind of amazed that they can afford to buy into an AWP again. With how, you know, one-sided these rounds have been. And sure, you've got quite a bit of loss bonus to work with, but
the comeback mechanic.
It seems, yeah, if it pays off, right? I mean, the last time she had it, she was deleted in the first 3 seconds. This time she's lasted a little bit longer.
All right, what's the response to that? QSC, are they going to go for a fast play towards A? You can see there's urgent utility coming from Atrix. I think QSC may have read that there were 3 people taking B banana, as is normal on Inferno. So they're trying to abuse those numbers towards the A bomb side, but they can't quite find Reggian. There's been enough time to allow for some rotation, but with only 3 CTs left, how much rotation could there be? There isn't really any personnel left. You can see Cami's been quite careful with the bomb, making sure that banana is kept honest, and Bokor is trying to understand what the climate is towards CT spawn, forced to abandon B, although there is a smoke up for the moment, but I don't know if Atrix throw the rest of their team at this problem. Still able to hold that B bomb site down. I think it makes sense that they combine somewhere together, because if the T's take the other bomb site, then they could try and save these weapons and buy around them so they're not on so many eco rounds. It seems they will try to make their stand on this bomb site. Littles is coming through. She has a flashbang, but it won't come anywhere near in time. Her teammates are gone already. However, it is a 1 versus 2. This is doable. She's got the sound cues as well. Surely QSC heard that flash. They know she's close. The smoke is up. There's no doubt. One, are we watching it? Oh, that was the chance. That was the chance. I don't know that she's able to escape with this AWP now. She may feel fully committed to this. She's seen one. Perhaps wondering where the other is. Well, if she shifts, yeah, she's going to be absolutely smoked by Cami there. Unfortunate for Littles, they'll save nothing in this round after all. It is good that they tried to combine all their efforts into the B bomb site. Alas, it was not enough.
It's a bit heartbreaking as well, because Littles had an opportunity. towards top bracket, but she gets forced off of her angle really quickly. She misses the shot on Quem Sao Elas as they're busy like pushing up towards library. She gets forced off, and yes, her teammate is there to kind of swing and get a kill, but her teammate is traded out. So the AWP really doesn't get anything done, and this kind of feeds into how we were talking about it, you know, comeback mechanic, and unfortunately just didn't get any value out of it. And that was a really important round for them to win because, you know, we're 1 round away from 6 for QSE. Atrix's money is in a very tight spot at the moment. They are going to be able to put a spend into this. So very likely some upgraded pistols, maybe a little bit of extra firepower there. But for the most part, I mean, they're kind of running out of opportunities to turn this around. I don't want to like, you know, doomsay just yet, but it hasn't looked good.
You got to be a realist.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they're I mean, they're not really getting many kills to even feel good. There's no really redeeming feature here, and here is the send from the Mac-10, which I thought may have come earlier on. All right, how many did they push through the smoke then? The second one will be enough. Babs opens up the B bomb site, and what do you do with this? How much do you throw at this?
Bomb has been planted.
With the rifle on Bocor. They have money to buy in the next round, but well, never mind the but. The rifle's gone. Everybody else is on the other side of the bomb site. In they go. It's a dicey situation. When you're basically on eco running at T's who haven't lost the round, there isn't really an impact you're going to make on their economy, or it won't feel like there is. But you got to do what you got to do. You got to try anyway. You got to try what you got to try. There you go. Write that down.
And Kami was like perfectly positioned as well. I mean, there's so many places where you could put the AWP in that post plant, and the fact that she is, you know, at top banana waiting for the lurk, and it happens to be the rifle, the one rifle that Atrix had, beautiful. I mean, that couldn't have worked out any better. So we go again. Littles,
nice.
One more opportunity with the AWP, but it's the HE that gets some beautiful early damage.
Yeah, some revenge. Some revenge. Didn't quite get a frag, but that damage could come into play later on. Lay's keeping the team honest, keeping Atrix honest towards the A area. Double smokes up towards long, and we've got a focus of 3 CTs on that short position. Finan's got angles though. She has vision to know that no one is top mid. But are they willing to rotate over? They don't know if anybody's in the apartments. If they just run off, that could be heard. You can see Regiane start to move now. Over towards B. Sophia has a second smoke, so it won't be too urgent most of the time, at least, in terms of a rotation, because she can delay more. But if they go straight through it, then what? Here comes the surge with the chain flashes, and this is where you don't get a time to respond. But with the M4, she certainly will. And maybe she's kept her team in this. We still have Lay lurking towards the A bomb site. Does she go for the flank? Surely she does, as that rotation starts to come through. Bomb planted as we have an incendiary landing by default. But she chooses to fall back and head towards Banana. She has no flashes to offer her team. Anna and Cami still have some mollies, and they're still delivering some utility damage. Oh, great patience by Cami, dropping Regiane, going back for Sinan, but she will get her revenge. Down to 2-on-2 then. Sinan has a kit as well. Anna looking in 2 different directions. Got to be careful because Littles is still creeping. Pops out, takes one in the back of the head, and now it's Lay trying to get a transfer. Littles has to find a kit. She will. Finds the bomb as well, and we finally have a round for Atrix.
I mean, that was beautiful coordination, particularly between Littles and Sinan in those last couple of moments. It's starting to look so dangerous, right? Like, Littles is aiming down scope. She's looking for an opportunity. Anna X is pushing through the smoke, and I'm thinking, oh, man, it's over for Littles. But Sinan is in the perfect position to shut her down before that can happen. Even that swing onto Kami, like, after the first one, I'm like, there's no way. The second player is too late. But they do manage to get that kill onto her and force their way in onto the site. That probably one of the better looks we've seen from them. And okay, yes, very scrappy. It wasn't clean by any measure. But the fact that they're able to make it happen, that they play off of each other so well, and they finally get that first round on the board, sometimes that's all it takes. Just that one round to remind you that you're still in this.
Still some problems for them, though, because they survived with only one player, which means they will have to spend all their money for this round. So if they get put back into the bin, then things are going to look very dire once again. Let's see how this one plays out. QSC with a 5-round lead and momentum firmly in their favor. They've got plenty of money as well for this round and the next, so the pressure will remain red hot for Atrix. Utility starts again. Cammy dropping Regiane, and I'm not sure if there's an answer to this for Atrix. Sophia has to take these risks now. She knows they've got to find a way back into this round, but they only get further away. It gets further from their clutches. As with a minute 30 on the clock, QSC have a 5-on-3. The nades still continue. Little's channeling JW with the AWP and the apps. Now, we've seen QSC be good with pacing. Very nice search there by Littles. Able to escape as well. But she will certainly be heard. This is free real estate for Lei, who I don't believe has been detected. Yeah, Littles is a goner. Surely! Oh, okay.
What?
Flying, no scope. A swipe to the left, and suddenly everything looks different. A 3-on-2 as far as the B bomb site is concerned. And with that smoke drop, do QSC feel like they have to go for this? Worst case, there are 2 CTs here. That is certainly the case. There's a flash at the back of the site. Babs has to look away. I'm not sure if Bokor spotted her. She does it eventually on the other side of the pillar in the middle of the site. 30 seconds to go. Little's on the way as Bokor is getting barbecued. And now QSC have to get that bomb planted soon because those smokes won't last much longer. Little's closing the distance, scoped in. She knows one is to the right-hand side here, but again, Cammy's got the superior angle, and Little's is surely a goner. Not much she can really do about that angle. Cammy ready for it once again, and the worst has happened. After winning a round with 1 player surviving, their money is wiped out. Atrix are in the bin once again.
The craziest part about that flying no-scope is that she doesn't even react. Like, you look at her cam and she's like, whatever. And she just carries on. And obviously a lot of that is, you know, keep your head in the game in the round in front of you. Make sure that you don't make any mistakes. It got really, really close there. It felt like there was a way in there for Atrix, but that molly into Emo just ruins all of their plans. With Bokor going down there, it meant that there was no real way back into it. So QSE, great adaptations from them. Going for a slower play, waiting for Atrix's aggression, and Kami just holding the AWP to shut that down instantly. Beautiful. And they're doing the same thing, except this time Atrix are like, maybe we don't just go aggressive. Maybe we chill.
Have a look at that radar. QSC have everything covered. Again, for a young team, it's so good to see this discipline. They understand the mission for the CTs. It's a desperate scenario for them, just like we saw on Banana last round after they lost their first player. They've got to find, they have to have some urgency. They must find a way into the round. Risks have to be taken. And in a round such as this, you may often find some funky play from a CT side. So they just cover all the angles, all the bases, make sure there's no flanks. There's no holes to be plugged. Running a tight ship are QSC so far on the T side of Inferno. 40-second mark. Seizing control of the A-bomb site. Still with Babs holding bottom banana. So again, good pacing from QSC. Very promising stuff we're seeing. Doing the basics is not to be taken for granted. And again, Atrix are in an awkward position where they are invited to expire at the hands of QSC and get not much for it either. That Mag 7 range can sometimes surprise you, but you can't really expect much to happen in this scenario. Maybe they target the AK, see if they can pick a rifle away. Eight to 1 for QSC then. And Atrix are maybe playing for 3 maps at this point, or are we speaking too early?
You know what? I mean, this is QAC's map pick, right? So we do kind of expect them to at least have some sort of an advantage on this one. And bearing in mind that all 3 maps in our veto are Pugger's Paradise maps, right? Maps that teams are very familiar with. They're not your like super high technical maps. So I feel like there's a lot of opportunity for either one of these 2 teams to, you know, either we get the 2-0 from QSE or to get the full 3 mapper. I see a world where we get the 3 mapper though, because I feel like Atrix, even if they wash out in this first map, that next map, there's no way that they allow that to happen a second time. They're just too good of a team. At least that's my cope for the day. We'll see if that does actually pan out. They've still got a little bit of wiggle room in this map though. If they can get the next 3 rounds, big if, but if they can, then they're in with a chance. They're in with a really solid chance. But anything less than that, I think that they're going to struggle. Even with pistol and conversion, it's going to be very, very tough.
An acceptable amount of damage for QSE versus the grenades they were eating earlier, for sure. CT starting to push down now. Will there be a pre-fire for Babs? What a transfer! War of attrition on Banana. And they still have 1 CT there. Regian desperately trying to get away. 2 on 3. Littles has fired a shot. You may have not heard it, but you can see there's 4 bullets in the magazine. So they know where the CTs are, the remaining CTs, but Anna will still get caught, it seems. Now they change places. Littles and Regian, who makes her way to the A bomb site. Very interesting scenario we have there. Cammy planting it safe. Not the easiest bomb to defend. And Littles again. She has been in this scenario on more than 1 occasion already. But this time she's got Regian with her.
Ooh.
An exchange of util as Lay repositions, trying to set up that crossfire. Cammy can be the initial engager. Oh, she might be in a bit of fire though. Now it's down to Regian. Littles gets dropped, as does Regian, and there is nothing given to Atrix for free in this game of Inferno.
I feel like we need to appreciate the fact that Kami is currently sitting on 15-3.
On the T side of Inferno.
On the T side, bro. And she's had an AWP in her hands for most of these rounds. Like, she's just... She really is incredible. I'm glad that we kind of highlighted her a little bit before the start, because just such a strong player. And I also just want to point out that we may have our first 13-0 of the season, as Furia went into the half on their game 12-0. So we'll see how that does pan out. But back here in our matchup, interestingly, Little's AWP in hand again. The hero AWP. There are very few times where I've seen the hero AWP actually do much of anything, but she does crack the round open with a kill on delay, so there's potential.
Love the pacing of these HEs as well. Not all at the same time. A few seconds between them, inviting you to take your position again, only for another airstrike to come through. Yes, this could be an unlikely round for QSE. Although they're good with the chain flashes, and with 4 players alive, maybe they still have them. You can see Arna's got 2 flashes to deploy. Here they come. And the swing continues, but we've still got CT standing. Regian's so patient with the 5-7, really respecting it, leaving Cammy in a 1 versus 4. They'll take any round they can find. Oh, no. Cammy, not again. Surely not again. She's got 4 bullets in the magazine, though. Has somebody told her that? She needs to be really careful. There's the reload. Now, she's got 38 seconds. Where does she think the second CT is? That is a big cue, because she could still rotate towards the A-bomb site if she believes 1 is still here. It might be worth the gamble. 26 seconds, and Sinan will finish her off, making just the 2nd round for Atrix.
Oh, what an unreal round. I feel like Atrix, the 2 rounds that they've won have just been like really crazy situations where it's not, it's not like you're proper full buy where you're expecting to win those rounds. It's like always these like really weird, janky, and they make it work. The fact that Lay opens that up with that, Littles opens up with the first kill onto Lay, and then the pistols that were stacked over towards B just continue to pepper down, and QSE just can't land a shot, and somehow Kami almost clutches 1v4. It's unreal that is the round that Atrix wins, but they need this one as well. They absolutely have to pocket this one if they want a good opportunity into the second half, and it could start. No, missed shot, and now the AWP is known.
We saw NIP come back from a significant deficit in the first half on Ancient earlier on. Another difficult scenario for Atrix, though. Another 4 versus 5. Plenty of time for QSE as well. These are nervous times for a CT side, where information is costly, risky. 2-woman push to clear top mid. So much information there, but nasty surprises await, because it isn't just the one. Even though one is necessary, all that's necessary, that is. They may see 2 on the def cam, but what does it matter? Because they are getting absolutely domed. Brutality with the AK-47s here from the T side of QSE, working with 2 great effect. Wonderful start for them. It is and always will be about how you finish. But they're not far from doing that with the score they've accrued here. Bokor 1 versus 5. And it's Dunzo. Cammy to drop post plant once again. A landslide of rounds here from QSC in the first half.
I don't even wanna be awake, cause every second that I live is like a wasting. Can you help me start to replace all the memories that stand in my ways? You know what I really hate the most is that happens to me is like a ghost. It's so far away, I only wanna be okay. Tell me why should I stay away? If only dreaming can erase the pain. Tell me why should I waste another minute staying in this critical phase? I'm just praying for some better days. I'm just praying for some better days. I'm just praying for some better days. Some better days. Some better days. I'm just praying for some better days. It's too late in the evening. I should probably get some sleep, but I just can't seem to set my mind at ease. I can find an escape. There are many doors that would take, but I can't make one of them become a way. So I'm drowning myself in the media, cause I don't wanna face what I'm feeling yet. I am scared of fighting this alone. I've tried to turn on the light, but my demons know how to hide. Lately there's just no end in sight. Tell me why should I stay away? If only dreaming can erase the pain. Tell me why should I waste another minute staying in this critical phase? I'm just praying for some better days. I'm just praying for some better days. I'm just praying for some better days. Some better days. Some better days. I'm just praying for some better days. That's how we like it. That's how this goes. Come on now, baby, let me ease your soul. That's how we live life. Live it up to the top. 'Cause once we start, you know we're never gonna stop. We own it. We're winning every time. We own it. Pushing every day and night. We own it. We don't do compromise. Yeah, yeah. We touch down every time. Every time. We touch down every time. This is our time. Hit it up with the reload. This is our turn to see.
Well, that first half did not go the way that Atrix had envisioned. A 10-2 scoreline to end it out, with QSE performing incredibly well here. They came in as a bit of an unknown quantity, but with the star-studded lineup, they're making it work.
Absolutely are. The lever of the pistol round. It's quite a big one for Atrix. They breathe or die by this pistol round. I won't say live or die because it could still be a short game for them. There is much work to be done. Now it's their turn on the CT side. We saw a hard counter from QSC on that first pistol. Cammy holding the counter flash, and here come the big guns, the Julies. Just the one kill though. And now Cammy's got some problems. Now she'll be punished for her play. No flash for Anna by the well, just a smoke. So limited support for Cammy, who's trying to buy time as best she can. But the numbers will be too great. 2 on 4 then. Anna and Lei have a kit and a smoke. They've got not one but 2 smokes. We could see some shenanigans here. I would love to see a smoke at the front of the site and a daring defuse made. That won't be the case. All the angles will be held by the T's, and that will be a smooth and comfortable pistol run for Atrix.
And a much needed one as well, right? At the very least, that had to happen. And they do manage to steal the round. I say steal. Nah, they brute forced that one. That was theirs for the taking. QSE didn't, put up too much of a fight in that one. The question becomes what happens from here on out, because it's just the first step for Atrix. They need a good handful of rounds before they can start to feel even remotely comfortable in this series. They come into this with a really solid buy, and obviously QSE are just going to be on the pistols, so hopefully this should be a fairly simple Atrix round, but stranger things have happened.
Full eco. Want to get to business as soon as they can. So now it's our turn to study Atrix, not only in rounds such as this, but in terms of their pacing and so on, because we've seen a really good bar for a new team in QSE. Now, no one's heading to long just yet. Sinon is expendable with the MAC-10, and she will be sent into that A-bomb site. So regardless of which bomb site they check, technically speaking, both are clear. They've smoked off long, so if they go via apps, then they're good. They know not to go top mid, which is great. So again, we see that attention to detail. And now Sinon has the information. Good nade. So rest of this round should be a pedestrian affair for the T side. Abs can try and make a little money, but she will be absolutely denied through the smoke. Wonderful stuff. Now we can get to the proverbial meat and potatoes of this half as the guns come out for QSC.
I definitely saw the vision in where they had put that stack. But clearly Atrix had a sneaking suspicion, given how much they'd cleared and found absolutely nothing. You know what, guys? Chances are this might just be there. So they play that well. Only losing one player and Sinon getting, 2-for-1 special there. You take those every day of the week. Now for QSC, as mentioned, right? Weaponry in hand. How can they turn this back into their favor? Very strong early banana control, which is kind of slowing down Atrix, and that's exactly what you want to see from QSC.
Nade for the behind the sandbags. Flash behind the wall. The CTs to come out firing first, though. 1-for-1 might not be enough for the CTs in this scenario, looking for more, and the trades will continue, but something's going to have to give eventually. Anna's put 2 in the reds. This is a very interesting scenario indeed. Standing her ground for the moment. Littles and Regiane don't have the HP to fight. They need to be faster on the trigger finger. And there is the beautiful crouch from Anna. Takes herself away from the crosshairs of Littles. And again, what can Regiane really do? Even with a MAC-10 and a big swing. 1 bullet and she's done. She's surely going to have to make space for Sinon here, though. She's going to be the cannon fodder. With this angle, I'm not even sure if she can get a revenge frag here. See how good this angle is. 25 seconds on the clock. And are still alone towards this B bomb site. Oh, she sees the gun as well. She can fall back and make it a 3 versus 1. They'll at least get a bomb plant from this. That is a bonus in itself. Anna teasing a push through the smoke, trying to stop that plant from happening, but the bonus money has been secured. Silent's got to find a 1v1 now. 2 coming from Banana, a wide swing, but no more frags for Atrix.
That's a solid turnaround for QSE. But of course, the first round was a pistol. The second round for them was also a pistol. So with guns in hand, they very quickly turned things back around into their favor. I did love the battle for Banana that went on there. It was very back and forth. And, you know, that kind of little beginner war of attrition, at first it felt like it had favored Atrix, but with the sheer amount of damage that Ana X had done through the smoke with the FAMAS onto those, well, 2 of the last 3 standing players, meant that they had to play extra careful. And because of that, they're not able to take the space as confidently as they'd want to, and QSE are able to mow them over. Now, if they lose this round, we're on map point, and Atrix have no money. This round is super important.
Big huddle of Atrix players towards top mid. HE and their smokers, Lei and Cammy hold behind that smoke on long. That seems to be where most of the action is. Sophia still stands for now, but do the CTs understand how many players are here? Oh boy. From bad to worse for Atrix. The players holding presence in Banana are taken out. Players through the smoke at bottom mid are taken out. And then there were 3. 49 seconds on the clock. The Atrix have to figure something out. Still with a fair amount of utility. Look at the confidence for QSC to leave Babs alone on B. Have 3 people holding the A-bomb site. And it's the right play as well. Wrong crosshair for Ana X, and there's a chance for Atrix here as Cammy is coming in, potentially round the back here, holding that short position. Atrix in positions around the pit, but they somehow not getting the kills. Cammy running out of bullets, and the trades will continue. Babs through the smoke as Simon plants the bomb. Just needs to land 1 bullet, but it's going to be the Tech 9 to keep Atrix alive. That is a very nervous situation for Atrix, but somehow they survive.
Very, very important round for them. And, you know, Sinon had a really slow start to this map. It took a few rounds before she got her first kill, but it's nice to see that she's starting to activate here and getting a very, very important clutch. I'll be honest, I thought she was doomed in that situation, right? She's just got a Tech 9, and they weren't able to recover a rifle for her after, you know, those first few deaths towards, you know, bottom Banana. And I'm like, there was a chance you could have, but they hadn't. And I thought, well, that was just going to be the end of that. And well, to their luck, she does manage to survive and keep them going just that little bit longer. Now for QSE, with only 1 rifle in this round, I don't know how much they're going to get done. Okay, Lei.
This should be fine for Atrix. A moment to breathe as well. Although if they lose another player, might be holding their breath once again. Moment to breathe, having broken the CTs. Just reminding themselves that they can do it. It's a bit of sports psychology here, really. Really important moment. Nice upgrade for Littles as well. I still remember the days when people would drop an AK to pick up a silenced M4 on the T side. Not everybody, but some people. Anyway, CTs will be on the buy once again. But now it's that kind of scenario where you could argue that every round is worth 2, as long as you don't capitulate versus a half buy or an eco. If you win that round, the CTs are broken again. So they have, by some measures, made it easier. But again, in that chaos of pistols rather than rifles, rounds can be won, as we saw Atrix do in the first half. Let's take it one round at a time and see if they can make the score more competitive here on the T side of Inferno.
I'm very impressed with the comeback that Atrix has managed to mount so far. The question becomes, can they continue doing that? Now, Kami with AWP in hand could make things that little bit more difficult. That's a great flash, though. It gives them a lot of space to work with as well. But look at these counter smokes that have just kind of trapped so many of their players down towards mid.
Changing their timing on these HEs are QSC. Not going to work this time, but you can see the pushes through the smokes to try and keep these numbers even. Josie's got to be careful, though. Lost her angle now. Once again, alone. Oh, boy. My ears almost exploded with that one. 3 on 3. Atrix looking ever dangerous now on this T side. Somebody's got to rotate and collect the bomb. I wonder if that's going to be Silent, as USC are being quite proactive, threatening to have a look down bottom mid maybe. And guess where Silent is? Currently in the pit, spotted, but well, the Fat Mats is better. Do you want to take it? That could not have landed better. Wow, that was like an alley-oop. 3 on 2. That forces Littles to go and collect the bomb, while Rezjan shows presence towards top B, top banana. And Cammy is just back to business on that B bomb site. Josie's there for support as well. I don't think that bomb's going to get planted. Yeah, that rotation from that third player going into mid there, instead of going maybe second mid, which might have been safer to collect the bomb, might have been the play there. Either way, it fell to pieces for the T side.
I must say, like, I was still impressed with I don't want to call it recovery per se, but so we had these 2 incredibly deep smokes that came out of QSE, and it was designed to like slow things down, obviously. But Atrix had already pushed so far up banana that the banana smoke didn't really make much of a difference, and QSE kind of cottoning on to that, still opting to go aggressive and to take that space. So impressive to win that out. But now, Kami getting dropped so early on in the round is probably the worst way that this could have started, because they've completely lost control of banana now.
A scrappy fight for Atrix, but one they can do. That have been in this scenario before. That's a team which didn't make changes. These jiggle peaks aren't really working out for Lei in the apartments. So if she drops, I would expect the rest of QSC stay over towards that B bomb site. She's tried to buy herself some time with a smoke, and that might invite QSC to get a little closer, perhaps too close, as they may be likely to suffer more losses here. Have a look at this swing here from Lei. Not expecting Sophia, though, to be keeping that long position honest, and that will mark the end of the round for QSC. They keep these 3 rifles together and they can buy, and it goes back to what I said earlier, where every round is otherwise worth 2 if they win by elimination. But if you keep 3 weapons alive, then you can certainly fight in the next one.
Yeah, just remembering what something that Brandon said in the previous series in NA, where he said, you know, it feels like a lot of these teams just don't save often enough. It's good to see that QSE taking that opportunity, especially because with Atrix getting a 7th here, and with the economy looking the way that it is, it would be devastating for them to lose any more weapons. And of course, Atrix know that, so they're going on the hunt. They want to take those weapons away if they can, but not getting too cheeky with it. All right, fair enough, fair enough. Don't peek out there. There could be like 3 people waiting for you to turn around a corner. But this is great for QSE, because into this round, they can spread that wealth around a little bit. They can still have a semi-decent buy to play with. But is it going to be enough? If this is a round they win on, it would be a little bit ridiculous. But if they lose this round, they go back down onto pistols, which means Atrix conceivably get up to 9. I mean, there's a world in which this map really does go the full distance.
Here comes that swing then. Where are the reinforcements though? So much util being dumped here on Banana by both squads, and Josie's in all kinds of trouble now. They have been checkmated on Banana on this occasion. That's been a constantly evolving challenge for both squads as well. But it will certainly give Atrix some big advantages, because there will be holes in the defenses for the CT side. But again, what does the late game look like for Atrix on that T side? Looking at the remaining smokes, Babs has one towards that B bomb site, and surely with the loss of Signer now, they'll be encouraged to go there. They'll have to force their way through the smoke, and there it is again. 40 seconds and another smoke is dropped. That is really brutal, and they're going to go for that surprise surge through that smoke. It's not going to work out. Anna and the FAMAS will be enough. Bomb dropped, and now it's Regian versus 4 with 27 seconds on the clock. A full rotation coming through, and maybe the end of the line for Atrix. 30 bullets in the magazine. She will absolutely need the round of her life if Atrix are to continue here, but it's the USP to finish off the job. A big victory on Inferno for QSC.
Oh, they're going to be so happy with that. They do manage to take their own map pick, and in style as well. It really felt like for that first half, Atrix were barely even on the server.
More than a decade ago, basically. Yeah, so you know, it might lag out your computer. Anyway,
yeah.
I did that for me, basically, and I'm happy I did, so there you go. Moving into Mirage, the second map of the series, I have zero doubts that this one will be competitive. Atrix have to show us why they picked it, why they come into this one with confidence, and I hope they're not shaken after the loss on Inferno. Atrix's turn to start on the T side then. Let's see what QSC have to offer them. We saw some hard counters on the T pistol for QSC against Atrix. Do they have expectations of their T side as well? Currently, there is no one on the B bomb site for the CT side. They are completely focused on mid. So this really does feel like hard counters. We've got Short, Lay having a look as well. We've got flashes, and look at this, they're pushing. If the CTs are playing like they're on the T side, however, they are on the receiving end of these blocks. So again, we're seeing the info that QSC are playing. They're watching the demos and they're playing hard counters. However, Atrix are ready for it this time. They'll simply pop the heads.
And it's another very important pistol round win, I feel like, for Atrix. They're second in the series. And I think that it does set them up quite nicely to potentially kind of springboard off of that. Would have been great if they'd been able to do that in the first round, the first half on Inferno. But this time around, they do manage to secure it in the very first. So hopefully they can string a few rounds together. For QSC, it's not the time to panic just yet. A little bit of a stack over towards A, waiting for these Atrix players to push in through mid, presumably. But no, instead, they're going to be pushing in through main.
I've got to say, even though Atrix won all those fights, if your pistol rounds are getting countered this hard, make new pistol rounds. You're clearly doing the same thing too many times. If the CT side are executing on you in mid at the beginning of the round, make a new pistol round. Because while that one went in your favor, perhaps the next one might not. So the jig is definitely up, as they say. You gotta switch it up sometimes and have a second pistol round in the hole, because it seems that QSC are very keen beans indeed. Combined 2 frags for QSC in these first 2 rounds, but they will have the M4s coming through despite the reduced price of the M4A4. It'll be 3 silenced and double FAMAS, which has finally been improved. Like bloody hell, sometimes Valve have glacial level movements, because that took way too long for them to do.
I love that Boko actually managed to get 2 in mid there as well before she got traded out. Little bit nutty. But now with guns in hand, QSE potentially could make a change here. I do like this aggression from Josie, but instantly flashed out and punished. And QSE just got deleted. It took moments and they were all dead.
Yeah, that is quite some violence from Atrix. Angry, seeking revenge. Good detail of the molly in the halls as the bomb rotates over where it needs to be. And looking to hunt an AWP maybe. 4 kills for Littles thus far. So Atrix definitely off to the races. The loss bonus will of course be rising very quickly for QSE. But this is a brilliant start. I don't know if Anna's going to be inviting Tease to die to the bomb explosion here. Maybe she will. She does have a defuse kit, but she doesn't have a head anymore. Thanks to Bocort. 3-0 Atrix.
Good attempt, good attempt. This just in, Furia have won their match over on our community stream. The first map was that very first 13-0 of the season, and the second map was a 13-1. So Furia, once again, just showing how incredibly strong they are. I don't think anyone had any doubts about that, but it's a rough start for the season for the Brave Bears. So hopefully they'll have some more opportunities as time goes on. Such a good read from Atrix, man.
So far, so good. I was a little nervous coming into this one, but I mean, they have answered all my questions so far. Atrix doing a very, very good job indeed with pace. They are looking to race to a third map of Dust2.
QSC have done mid-aggression. Mid-aggression consecutively. 4 rounds, whether it's pistols or weapons, like actual guns. Whether it's pistols or weapons, time it's really like netted them too many results. Neither time it's really.
Terrorists win.
Smooth sailing for Atrix. They've got the microfoil out and a beer in the other hand. Well then, here comes the big buy for the CTs, AWP and such. Love a P250. My favorite firearm in the game. One that, yeah, because it's just perfectly balanced. It's perfect. It pays for itself. It sounds nice. Feels good running around with it. You're moving fast enough. It's perfect. I often like it as a sidearm to an AWP. I'm special.
At least it's not a shotgun. If you'd mentioned a shotgun, I think that this friendship would have ended.
I'm always mentioning shotguns. No, those are my IRL favorites.
Ah, that's fair.
Yeah, those are the IRL favorites for sporting purposes. Anyway, Cammy with the AWP is looking for her first frag in this game. I wasn't expecting to say that. But for Atrix, it is certainly a nice surprise. Oh, Anna has found an angle. Hey, she's gone the wrong way. She's going to have to do it herself. Unable to do so. Sometimes the brain with 2 opponents. Puts a crosshair between them. And Cammy's on the scoreboard. 3 plays remaining without position. Do they go for this, QSE? Do they really go for this? I think positionally, this is a save. This looks like a very difficult problem to solve, and I think they are starting to realize that as well. Heading away from the B-bomb site. 3-on-4 scenario for them. With no presence on B, it just isn't worth it a lot of the time, especially with an AWP in tow. They will live to fight another day. Leia's got almost 4K in the hole, so she can drop for one of her teammates, and they should be good for the next one. But it is their turn to suffer. That is for sure. 5-0 Atrix.
This is also rough because it's one of the, well, it's the first round where they haven't gone for that like crazy mid-aggression that we'd seen in the first 4 rounds. They instead opt to have a bit more of like a spread defensive hold. And again, it just instantly, and I'll be honest, I'm not entirely sure how, oh, that's how Bokor died. Okay, I'd been wondering how that had happened because like, sorry, not how Bokor died. I'm not sure how Bokor got that first kill. Because she was like in A main and she doesn't get traded even though there's another CT there. It was very odd. We didn't get to see it from her POV. So it feels like there might have been some small misplays, and despite that, Atrix still managing to come out on top of that round. Just beautiful ability to restabilize.
Potential A split at hand. Although the bomb is still in spawn and could be rotated later on, so perhaps it is just some pressure. Maybe they'll go with the flow based on what is happening. Regian dropped. Nades towards that chair position as well. Leaves Littles with 10 HP. QSC continues to be good with that at the very least. Anna's dropped towards short now. These fights will continue. Now, Littles is in a position to hear a lot of CTs rotating around that A bomb site. That's really good info. She will have heard at least 2, maybe even 3 around that jungle position. And I think with that information, and perhaps that frag as well, Atrix will be promptly heading over towards B. So again, eating nades in that chair position was Littles, but the audio cues could prove very rich indeed, as far as information goes. 2 of 3 remaining players on that B bomb site, including Cammy with the AWP. Dropping sign, and Babs has not revealed her position just yet, and this could be critical for QSC. Here she goes. There's the rifle support down, and then a bomb planter as well. Suddenly, Little's alone with 10 HP. Can she even escape this? Because surely she doesn't want to try and clutch this, but that might just encourage her. Hold on a second. 10 seconds, and she's seen the last player going for the wall bang. Nothing doing. 8 seconds. You've got to get on that bomb. You've got to commit to this as well, and Lane knows that. Does she come off, though? Lane's jumped past the angle. Is it going to be the nose going for Littles? I can't believe she's just done that. The 4K, there's just no right to win a round like that. Wow.
Oh. Okay, redemption arc for Littles, truly. We were doing the comparison between her and Kami at the end of that last map. Look at her, bro. She's so excited, and it's so great to see her show up. She had some really solid moments on Inferno, but to clutch like that in a 1 versus 3 to get those kills, bomb planted, and still be able to get that final kill when that last CT knows where you are, knows that you're planting, and is pushing you with confidence. That is an outstanding clutch for Littles, and I'm unsurprised that there was a timeout taken there. I think that there's that moment of like high octane adrenaline where you just need to take a moment and go, okay, how did it get that close? How do we stop that from happening again? For QAC, on the other hand, I mean, they've got to be kicking themselves. That, I was sure that they were going to win that entire round and finally get that first round on the board, and it all just falls apart at the end.
That is a crazy clutch for the first day of Impact. Continuing where she left off as well. Very early 5-on-4 battle sniper mode. We spoke so much about Cammy, and I think Littles took personal offense to that one. 9-0. You can see Anna making her way through Palace. We'll see if she goes further than that. A lot of presence in mid. Happy to allow QSC to make a play. They've got the numbers to fight it. And Anna's gone through T-spawn now. Problem is, though, there are so many people coming her way. They're lining up almost 2. Well, I guess we could give her a second one there from the TK from Regian. She did a lot of damage. Not sure how much more she would have seen on the def cam, but they are racing towards the A bomb site. And Bokal's made her way in towards jungle as well, trying to cut off rotation. Unbeknownst to her, 2 players have made their way past already towards CT. Atrix will have to assume it is compromised anyway. But with one person planting the bomb, they'll only have one to cover, but Sinon has a superior angle. Babs made a misstep there, goes down for free. And Lei tries to buy time. They're both here. They're going to go for the charge. They're going to go for the push. Bomb plant begins. A little bait from Lei, but Sinon has that sick angle. Another headshot, securing this round for Atrix. Now it's Cammy's turn to try and clutch. 1 versus 3, 4 bullets in the magazine. That is a suicidal jump from Regiane. Really not working out as she intended. 1v2 now. Cammy knows where 1 is. Sinon close, and she's in shotgun mode. Somehow misses the second shot, though. That was a nervous one. Boy, Regiane dropping like that was scary.
I'll be honest, Ana X... So, ultimately, I think that best case scenario does pan out in that 2 T's die from her flank. Okay, granted, she only killed 1 of them, but it does get that best case. And I'm like, all right, this is sick. Now, and there's also information because she knows the 2 died, but she spotted out 1. So she's like, all right, guys, they're all headed this way. And despite that, despite getting that little bit of room to work with, QSC just can't stabilize. They can't isolate those duels, and Sinon gets the most ridiculous pixel angle and just takes these nasty pot shots down long, and she just can't be stopped. It's a really heartbreaking round for QSC to lose and to be back down onto this incredibly, like, terrible bye. They have to make some serious miracles happen here.
Smoke will be a bit friendly to these CTs, all things considered, but the AK-47s will not. 8-0 coming the way of Atrix. What a response to the first game. What a response.
I mean, I don't want to say I called it.
How dejecting that clutch was from QSC's POV as well. Really pushing the knife in. A whitewash of a half so far. Nobody with more than 3 frags on QSC. Getting absolutely diced by the chefs of Atrix.
It really is night and day.
Yeah, I mean, Littles she's losing money by winning rounds at this point. Suffering from success. She's got a hand on her face.
I mean, if you hold up the 2 maps kind of under a lens next to each other, it's night and day. Atrix definitely seem to be getting a lot more success on their T side on both maps. We've yet to see what they look like on CT, but this dominant of a performance, having yet to drop even a single round. They kick off this round with a lot of early damage onto Lei as well. Again, those kind of set nade, set utility. Josie just dry swings Bokor and wins. Okay, this could have legs.
Clearing the bomb site, but nobody is there. Not sure if there's a boost potentially. Boost opportunity rather here for QSC. Not going for one either way. Behind those smokes. Might have been spotted by Sophia as Josie is near triple. A lot of utility, but Atrix is still stuck in the choke point. Still stuck by Tetris. Still wondering about certain positions. A little frozen here. Now that util's gone, they've got no more smokes to cross these choke points. So it will have to be the flashes and the numbers, but these CTs can pop out and make this really nasty. And there we go. Walking into the trap there, Atrix. They may come up empty once again. Full rotation now as Anna makes her way over. 4 on 2. Lei and Babs are quite low. Lei's gone now, of course. But this could be made even pretty quickly. You know, Cammy's good at holding those angles, but there are still some util here for these T's. In she goes for the headshot. Now Sophia's in a 1 versus 2. Collects the bomb. 7 seconds, and I don't see this one happening. Cammy just needs to peek here. Somehow squeezes a bomb plant out of it, but that is all.
A couple of questionable moments there. I think first and foremost is Lay just not getting sufficiently checked. I mean, they do like a little bit of a check, but they don't check behind the wall. They've like checked stairs and they're like, all right, cool, stairs is clear. Let me go check out jungle. And we don't consider the possibility that there could be somebody in that mid tunnel hiding behind the wall. Bit of a weird one. But then Lay follows it up, so she gets 2 kills and then she walks out upstairs full blind. But yeah, just some really odd moments in that one. But for QSC, they're going to be really happy with that because Leia does get a 2-for-1 on that. So not the end of the world. They've bought a second AWP into this round because they've realized they can't really afford to, convert any more rounds.
Good pathing on this occasion. We saw some hesitation last round, which maybe cost Atrix, but on this occasion, it is W all the way. Perhaps learning from their mistakes. Util dump, bomb planted, 2 remaining, make it 1. And the money is dicey for the CTs on this occasion. They will try to quietly slip away, but Sinan will be there to trade. So yeah, I feel like the last 2 rounds, maybe there were some learnings for Atrix after the hesitation from the one prior, which definitely made things a lot harder for them, if not cost them the round entirely. But now they have a chance to scrape a little back towards the end of this first half.
And another devastating one because that was a round where QSC invested into 2 AWPs and still couldn't make it happen. I mean, Ana X went down in the first few seconds of the round, just wasn't able to find any value off of that. And it was high risk. If it had panned out, that would have been great. But unfortunately, they come into this round with very little to work with, and Atrix staring down the barrel of double digits. Only 2 rounds left in this half, and QSC still have an opportunity. Even if they lose this round, they'll have a little bit of cash for the next, so there's a possibility of getting a second round. But realistically, man, we could be looking at an 11-1, which I didn't think we'd have a more rough half than what we saw in our first map. But Atrix have just completely flipped it on its head here.
Love the silence of that. 33 seconds to go. Atrix with the foot on the gas. And then there were 3 for QSC. Josie and Anna remain. Just Josie then. 1 bullet in the magazine. When your teammates are dead, it's their job to look at how many are in a mag and let your teammate know. Always important. So she'll hold on to the AWP, and Atrix are looking super comfortable here on Mirage. Wonderful, wonderful work.
During that setup, when everybody's kind of sneaking around, shift walking, not making a sound, no util the whole way through, I've got the James Bond theme playing in my head. It felt very sneaky kind of spy moment shenanigans, especially with some of those timings where it was oh, but you didn't see him, you turned away, very James Bond. But I think that round goes pretty much exactly as we expected it to. And now we're back in that situation that I was speaking about before. The last opportunity for QSE to get around in this half. This first kill, I feel like, is going to be pivotal. And Atrix just continue to play patient, continue to work the space slowly, kind of, I mean, so much of QSE's util gets used very, very early on, and it's just Atrix allowing that to happen.
Comfortable with the clock, our Atrix here on Mirage. Now, Babs has one more smoke, which she has dropped to Anna. Different ways to use this. You can redeploy it in the app somewhere. Oh, she's going to do it early as well. So she can maybe post up with her angle. Now if she jumps. Oh, that's awkward. That's awkward. Maybe going for the fast jump on the barrel, but it is irrelevant. That really hasn't worked out. So the other option, we'll talk about it later. See what these remaining players can do. Does Cammy there walk straight out the window? I mean, what choice does she have, really? Out of the guns pointing. Hasn't been seen just yet. Now she has. And that'll be that 11-1 Atrix exact revenge for the first half of the first map. Not much for them to do after this break.
Well, I don't think any of us expected that the second map could have had a more one-sided half than we saw on the first, but here we are. How the turns table, it's Atrix that managed to pull ahead with an 11-1 lead, and now they look to close out this series. The pistol round to do it, and for QSE, hanging on for dear life.
Keeping it simple with a play in towards A. Missiles opting for the flank after a charge up mid from Atrix. Wanting to take control. Love the repositioning from Silent. Able to fall back if needed. And help is on the way as well. Down to a 3-on-3. Regian making steps by connector. They will be heard by Babs on all of 1 HP. 2 on the ramp as well. Bomb planted for everywhere. Babs lost in isolation. And it seems it will be the bait setup. And this might just work with the time that's on the clock if they haven't both been spotted. But Regian has other ideas. And that is a 12-1. Last one out. Turn the lights off.
Oof. That's devastating. I mean... Okay, QSE aren't out of the series by any measure. We've still got our third map to play through. But realistically speaking, to get another 11 rounds here when they come into this round on the back foot already, yeah, they got bomb plant. So a little bit of cash to work with at the very least. But let's be real. It's going to take America. Kami has a scout. Ace 2 Electric Boogaloo.
Possibly. QSE forcing their way into the A bomb site. Choke points at the very least. Regian now is going to be enough. Just standing in the corner is enough to focus the attention while the rest do the job. That is one way to get revenge. That is a avalanche of rounds in the second half. They did what QSE did in the first game, but they did it better, stronger, and faster. Pure. That second game was nasty. And now, I was measuring QSE by the common indicators for a new team. Basically, in the first map, we get to the second one, and there are no indicators. Everything is in the sub-zero region. But now we get to the hot territory of Dust2, a map everybody is familiar with, even with some of the changes over recent years. I just don't know what to expect. We've seen QSE go for hard counters in every pistol round, it feels like, versus ATX. And I don't know if that's going to really pay off for them, because the fragging in that second one, a Mirage, was nasty. Atrix now heading towards that short position, and they may find Anna alone unless Josie can find an angle as well. But they are passing her position as she tries to spam the inboxes with those Julies. That smoke won't last forever. Anna will have to reconsider her positioning. Falling back to the bomb site. Josie will be readying a new position as well. We've got Lay on long. She has no flash to offer these players in the pistol. Do they hear that connection? Is there anything to be done with it as they send one lower? Bokor actually will get crated Quake style. Littles and Sophia remaining then. Now in a 2 versus 2. The Glock's trying to get to work as the CTs find themselves in an awkward position. Josie and Babs. Fake of the bomb plant. Sophia tries to keep these CTs honest. It's a great headshot and delivers the second one comfortably as well. 4 in the round for Sophia and gets the Julies also.
And that is Atrix taking their 4th pistol round of the series. They lost that very, very first one. And from then on, they just have been on an absolute tear. And again, they kick off this map in the best possible way that they could have done. And of course, starting off on that T side as well. I mean, we saw throughout all 3 maps, this has been where they've had the most success. Okay, partially because on the second map, they didn't get much of a CT side. They ended the map rather quickly. But the fact that they'd gone 11-1 on that T side, it does just kind of go to show that this is a team that's very strong when they're on the offensive, and it shows no signs of slowing down now.
Big guns coming out next round for QSE. Regiane has got plenty of bullets to throw at this problem. Seems she'll let them pass. Caught in a trap. No turning back. We're lost in music. Sorry.
That's pretty good.
Don't lie to me.
No, it was really good.
I wouldn't say I have the voice of an angel. No Mariah Carey. But there you go. Some entertainment during the eco round. A fast eco round is a good eco round. Triple, wow, look at this buy from the CT side. This is what they saved for. Quadruple MP9 on Dust2 with a scout in tow. I mean, are they all going to run up mid while the scout's watching? I'm wondering. How are they going to get the action going? Okay, have a look at this. We've got 4 people over towards the A bomb site. We know Cammy can deliver with the scout. You don't see as many highlights with it as you used to. This is the end of the round. This is the end of the round. They have no retake utility for the B bomb site. So, okay, now they've got the woman advantage. That will change everything. As well as, like, Regiane's still in T-spawn at the moment. Of course, CTs won't know that, so it may not make that much of a difference. But they have 2 flashes and the numbers advantage, and that's about it. This is going to be dicey. I don't know who I favor in this scenario. There's the second one, and in we go. Anna's the bait, and so far, so good. Regiane alone now, and she drops with limited frags for the T side. So, hold on a second. We had 4 MP9s go towards the A bomb sites as Cammy went with the scout alone towards mid/B. The T's go basically straight into the B bomb site, and yes, still lose the round. That's crazy.
Well, so I think when Kami gets that first kill, there's that little bit of information that, oh, I say a little bit, there was quite a lot of information, right? Because they're busy moving in onto the site. And part of what was happening over towards A is the entire team. So you got 2 heading towards long, 2 heading towards short. So they're getting info really early. So they've got space to pivot. So as soon as they realize nothing's happening towards A, they all just like start moving in. And then, you know what, Littles? Give me a chance. Give me a chance here.
Man, that was so cool. Because I thought, like, 4 MP9s and a scout, you can't play a passive game. You've got to have to go and do something. But what are they going to go and do? That was entertaining. And again, this one has sped up once more. And things are looking painful for QSE in a 2v4. In a round like this, you need to, like, catch the person carrying the bomb or something. That's about it. I don't know if Regiane ends up seeing something on the radar there, maybe? I guess she didn't.
Nope.
As she continues on her journey. So QSE have been outfragged and outmaneuvered in round 4. Now that bomb will need to cross. Now, does Babs find an angle on Sophia as Anna desperately tries to stay alive? Indeed she does. That will pull the CTs away though from the A bomb site. Safe passage for the bomb. Now, do you want to risk losing this AWP by making a play towards the A bomb site, or do you look to hide elsewhere? It's a question that QSE will answer immediately as Atrix will pull away 3-1.
Funnily enough, this was a very similar round to what Atrix did in the, or rather what QSE did in the previous, but a little bit more presence out into mid. And it turns into a bloodbath to kick things off. And actually, I liked the way that QSE ran the round before. I was trying to explain it, and then Littles just went absolutely nuclear. But yeah, so they had taken a lot of that early map space and map control. They had all that information, so they could then push in to a site where they knew where the entirety of Atrix was. So they pivot off of that really well. But in this round, Atrix go for a bit more of a split and a bit more aggression, and they kind of hit where it hurts, especially because Littles is holding door, and they just feed her 2 opening kills. The first one is like, all right, cool, you know, that's what the AWP does. you kind of expect that. But for the second one to come through so in such rapid succession, that feels like a bit of a missed timing maybe from Quem Sao Elas, and the whole round just starts to fall apart from that point on.
Really good buy, though, in round 5, despite those heavy losses in the previous. MP9 frags surely helping with that one. Finan, the only player not on the scoreboard just yet. Vocor charging down mid, and look at that. Listles has just brought that momentum straight in from the second map. If you missed Mirage, you missed a really nice highlight for her. I think the T's used the HE to cover the suicide run at the beginning of the round. Kicking up the dirt. A classic move on Dust2 especially. Oh, I thought she had that one.
Yeah, it looked like it.
What do they do now? 4 on 5 CTs. Angle on long compromised. Many players in mid. Vocor holding an off angle to protect long. So with only short. What do you really do here? That's got to be the round. Cammy can maybe fish for something from short though. But you risk losing the LWP here. Yeah. Had a little look, but not really worth it. Literally.
Yeah, the double molos just completely shut off any attempt that she might have made. Forced to back out, as you say, hold on to the AWP. Another round, like Atrix. I'm really, like, part of me wants to go back and rewatch that Inferno, because seeing how they're performing, you know, how they did on Mirage, how they're doing now on Dust2, Inferno felt like it was so out of place in the sequence. And I did kind of talk a little bit about how they've got these really strong T halves, and maybe that kind of factors into it. They started CT on Inferno. They, you know, really struggled to gain any ground, but that logic, that reasoning only takes you so far. So maybe it was just a bit of a kind of a cold map for them, and losing it was kind of the wake-up call that they needed. I'm not entirely sure, but this is looking far more like the Atrix that I was expecting when we rolled up today. This is when we made our predictions. This is the Atrix that I was backing. So it's good to see that they're back in their full form. But for QSE, you know, going from what we saw on Inferno to this, they've definitely kind of fallen off a cliff here, and we need to see them wake up.
They need to find 2 here, and that's exactly what Babs will do, and she's got reinforcements also. I like that they're not going for the whole shebang, and they're just going to keep the person advantage 5 on 3. They can secure long now. Cammy's got the angle. Sorry, because they can secure short now. Cammy's got the angle on long with the AWP from sight. They can be comfortable with that. That's a big advantage for QSE. Double peek on short should it be necessary. Now Atrix will have to figure out what they want to do. Long possession, but many questions. Sophia hoping for a rotation, which is actually coming her way, and she'll get what she was looking for. A pick on late, a way into this round. A headshot, no less, from Cammy. That is a hell of a flick at range. Sophia will spot both. I don't know if she escapes from here, but she does have awkward angles, so does Anna want to risk giving up a frag here? She will go for it, and look how the round suddenly collapses. Now we've got the bomb being planted on the bomb site. Sophia playing with a headshot angle, and QSE are just collapsing around this round. And that chase on short was a little questionable with how they disengaged from fights earlier on. And Josie will have no luck. That is not a round QSE should be losing. Not in that fashion, at least.
I don't know how Sophia lives for so long in mid. I mean, sure, she's playing around that weird ramp angle, using the wall to her advantage, ducking and diving, but she was on a headshot angle, and those shots were just not connecting with her. And then she's able to shut down the high-low that was being set up and bring, you know, what looked like a massive disadvantage back into their favor. It's heartbreaking for QSE because they weren't able to maintain. Their mid-rounding has been poor, to say the very least, and even when they have that advantage, they don't know how to hold on to it. Now back down onto pistols, 1 MP9 for a little bit of cash farm, maybe, and that's a big maybe.
Atrix punishing QSE for being curious for info, even with that 5-on-3. Allowing the opening, having a look through mid. With 2 players on short. Maybe nervous for a pot flash play or something, but that cost them everything. Such a dire situation for them now. After they really were in a driving seat, after such a good fight in that long position. An expensive lesson in that round.
Good bait.
Nice swing. But again, on a moment that we will remember here in this 1 versus 4. So unfortunate for QSE, but I mean, credit to Atrix for finding those openings and exploiting them as well. That push from short, so regrettable. You know those, everybody's done a free-for-all deathmatch. Those are such awkward angles. Not a favorable duel when you have the advantages you do. Maybe the nervousness of that B bomb site being pinched raised the urgency there.
Yeah.
But anyway, we've got to let go of that and move on. 6-1 for Atrix. The buy is here again for QSE. This time their long take will not be challenged. What does that mean the T's might be up to? We see a take of short coming through. Standard affair.
I mean, Atrix have really enjoyed these mid pushes and they've had great success with them. So, you know, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. They're looking to do the exact same thing once again. Kami holding, no, uncharacteristic miss. But she redeems herself. She gets that kill. Player advantage for QSE. We've seen them in this position before, but now they need to hold on to it.
Like the weird angle there from Kami. And again, Atrix, they have a minute on the clock. Will the CTs get too curious once again? Molly outside the window. They're going to feel so isolated on this B-bomb site. And are showing some presence. Lay going for some quick info. Does she go back to the well? She does, and she is punished for it as the push comes through from tunnels also. That bomb site is absolutely pinched, and QSE are getting absolutely outmaneuvered on their CT side by Atrix, who are very prepared for this Dust2, it seems. Having a go then, 3-on-2. How about that trade for Babs? They've got all the position. They know where Littles is coming from, and Kami has had such good angles here.
Oh.
The crouch peek is fast. They both whiff though, and Babs will finish off the job. A much needed, maybe desperate second round here for QSE.
Great to see that they're able to maintain, right, and actually press that advantage this time around. And it's good that Kami is playing a very, like, dynamic AWP. I mean, that's exactly what you need. So she's holding that short angle. She gets that first kill, waiting to see if somebody else is going to push through. Then we get a kill in mid. And it starts to get a bit nerve-wracking because Reggie-Ann follows it up with 2 of her own. And then things are back into a far more contestable position. And Littles is really far away. And she's trying to hold off 3 players in mid, trying to buy that little bit of time. And she finds herself under heavy pressure. So for QSE to be able to maintain that hold and, you know, continue keeping the round under their thumb. Really great changes from them. Really good to see that they're able to do that. And then we kick off this next round with an instant opener from Kami again. When Kami gets that opening kill, it gives them that numbers advantage. They need to press it.
Going for the B play again. The util might slow them down. You can see Bokor went for a spawn-based play with the AWP, which was then naded away. So this will be rifling for this round. With how she's been playing as well, that might be a little ideal. Spray's nowhere to be found, and we find ourselves in a 5-on-3. Maybe there's life in QSC yet. Bomb's been lost for the time being while the bomb site's been taken by Atrix. And QSC don't need to go for this. They don't need to push these directions. The important position is Josie and Babs either side of that bomb in B tunnels. Sophia can try and do damage. That will not go in her favor. There is money for Atrix here for the most part. If they can make it expensive, that could pay off later on. One more frag to squeeze out before QSC find their third round.
I like the way that they're starting to play things now, right? So you got Kami playing over towards A, either short or long, just being a little bit more dynamic in that positioning. Then the two players on B take a far more aggressive position. And it's not just about... Well, I mean, the big thing there is control, right? You want to control those extremities. You want to get that early information. So they push out and they take a fight and they win it. So they've won the battles on both extremities. Now all that's really left is the mid control.
Speaking of mid, we've got a charge from the CT squad. Anna not shy to have a look-see through suicide there and drop littles, instant trades, and there are T's all over the shop. She's got good info, hasn't seen the bomb. With only two of her players left. They will need to take risks once again. Regiane is close enough to that bomb to go collect it, but I don't know where these last two CTs are coming from. Push beyond this position would be very difficult for Babs. Catches Sophia, but can't finish off the job there, and Josie is caught as well. Atrix finding rewards, just being patient and holding position where they can, and that will allow them a 7-3 scoreline at present.
I felt like maybe a little bit too much of a risky play from QSE. Trying again, press that advantage, gain that space, do something unpredictable, rush out into mid, get a few kills, but unfortunately you come off worse off, on the worst half of that. And for Atrix, with a player advantage, it's so easy for them to maintain that control. It's not enough just to surprise them. You have to pull on the reins and make it impossible for Atrix to come back in. And QSE just really struggled to do that, particularly in that round. So now last round in the half, and nope, sorry, 2 rounds left. Didn't do maths. And really important one, I feel like, for QSE, just to maintain. Josie cracks it open beautifully. A second here would be game-changing.
Really aggressive rounds we're seeing, which is really fun to see. Josie really needs to stay alive. I said really many times there. I really did. 4 on 3 for QSE. Bomb still in the possession of ATX as they hold in that mid position. Anna is a little curious. But again, Atrix are so good at just playing that patient game and allowing these CTs to walk to their demise. 40 seconds on the clock, but that's when the urgency starts to rise. But there's that curiosity once again. Always mid. Just a little too curious, and it falls to pieces once more like a dog through a Jenga tower. It's a complete disaster out here.
Dog through a Jenga tower, I like that.
And they're losing rounds by peaking mid late round. The info is costing them the rounds. But maybe that's a lesson to be learned over a longer period of time. You have the advantage. You may have to just take that risk and not peak that position. But again, that 40-second mark is where the T sides, the hair starts to stand up. You got to get your skates on. But Atrix just know that QSC just want to peak. Just wait for him to peak. They're going to peak. And they always do.
Terrorists win.
Not this time. Oh, it's heartbreaking, man. Again, it comes down to that mid-rounding, mid to late, right? Like, they burn a bit of util early on. And as you said, they want to find that information. And we see some kind of messy peaks. And Atrix have shown their patience throughout this series, and obviously particularly on the last map and on this map. They show that they can play that slower style, wait for you to make a mistake and then capitalize it. They're not playing that very typical South American hyper-aggressive style. They can be aggressive, but they like to be patient and wait for the opportune moment. moment. Just like that, sign in full advantage.
Beautiful.
Good lord.
That's a wrap.
Bomb has been planted.
Yeah. What do you say about this one? Babs versus the world. And the world won. Scoreline's not as bad as the first half of Mirage. Not a whole lot better, though. A rough one. But again, I think some errors that they can learn from. Some lessons in patience being served to QSD in this first half by Atrix.
Terrorists win.
9-3, it will be a strong start for Atrix, but will it be a strong finish?
Still see your things in my apartment. Really, the places where your heart went. Places of the night got me thinking maybe you love me, but that's just how it started. Warning things and problems that I don't need. Toothpaste, your cigarettes, and heartbeat. Taught me to whisper when I'm sleeping, saying you love me, but that was just a daydream. Hearts on the floor and hearts on wine. You were standing right in front of me. Museum of our lost time, where you had me on display, yeah. All the while I wondered why never saw you in the daytime. The view through glass, I almost tried. Now you keep me in your archives. Now you keep me in your archives. Now you keep me in your archives. Be a memory in the making. Be with me, care it's not the same thing. Your tricks and fake outs won't faze me. So much stronger now than when we started. You seem surprised at what I'm saying. Your eyes wander like you're playing some game that I'm not a part of. Saying you love me, but that was just a daydream. Hearts on the floor and hearts on wine. You were standing right in front of me. Museum of our lost time, where you had me on display, yeah. All the while I wondered why never saw you in the daytime. You view through glass, I almost tried. Now you keep me in your archives. 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 Now you keep me in your archives.
The closest half we've had so far in this series. Atrix coming through with a strong and forceful 9-3 on their T side. Now QSE have a chance to try to match that. All kicks off here with this pistol, and we saw a great comeback after a 10-2 half on Inferno earlier this evening. Can QSE do something similar here? Maybe turn fortune on its head and somehow steal this series away from Atrix?
they can swallow a fortune cookie without chewing, then maybe they can mount a comeback in this half. I don't advise trying to do that though. I just think it's like impossible. Like it's. I was like, what you know, what would be like really improbable? Because you said fortune, so then I thought fortune cookie. Let's just move on, shall we? So we've got 3 players towards the A-bomb site for Atrix. They've got the range with these USPs as well. So they are looking good for some defense. Nice util also, but the numbers game is here for the T side. Got a P250 on Cammy as well for that extra range. Speaking of numbers, they are losing said numbers very quickly indeed. Reggie Ann is popping left, right, and center. And there'll be a delight with that one. Well, thank you for that, Reggie Ann. All hope is lost. And soon all may be lost, like that film on the boat. 10-3 for Atrix, and they are celebrating like it's over already.
I mean, the worst part is no bomb plant, no cash. I mean, if there's at least a little bit of cash to work with, maybe there's a world. But there's nothing to work with in this one. And that's of course Atrix's 5th pistol round in this series. So they only dropped 1 pistol, and that was on the map that they ended up losing. So makes sense that this is looking far more dominant of an affair. I want to say I see a world, and I kind of do, because we've seen teams do a lot more. I say more with less. You can't really have less than what they have right now. But we've seen teams pull off miracles on these like full eco pistol rounds. And it all just comes down to what the execute looks like. Now they're going for mid presence, and I'm not sure that's the play. Because at long range, I feel like you just lose.
I think the goal here is probably to plant the bomb to get that bonus money so they've got more util. So it's a bit of a lemming game to try and absorb bullets. Kind of like protect the VIP. They're playing oil rig right now. Bomb's been planted, so achievement unlocked. Any frags they can get would be great. They've made it a 2-on-2 with these Glocks. Excuse me, unexpected for FAMAS. Not this way, not this way. I can hear Dazed already. 1 versus 2 now as Josie tries to do even more. She dinks again. Sometimes you need 3 dinks with a Glock. Oh my word, how did we get to this? 3 frags threatening to win the round, and the goal was surely just a bomb plant. Chaos.
I feel like if they didn't have that molly, there's a very good chance that Josie can burn down the clock. Because obviously there's no kit, because like why would there be? And there wasn't. So if they didn't have that volley, if she just had the space to work with, I see a world in which she holds on to that so dangerously close. But no cigar. They do, however, get that bomb plant, and as you mentioned, that extra bit of money means that there's now an AWP in Kami's hands. This could be the very thing that they need. Who wins the AWP battle? No one just yet. Oh no.
Beautiful. QSC can play the patient game on the T side as well. Careful. Now, I wonder if, you know, the HE is quite important. Sometimes you see them left in CT spawn for players rotating from B to throw at the A-bomb site. Oh, speaking of which. So we see there are some in CT spawn, but I was wondering, like, would you leave some near your mid sniper so they can break the smoke a second time, a third time, catch people off guard? Second HE collected could be quite good here, and indeed it will be. And there's another one. Beautiful. Bokor is having a whale of a time, especially if you expect a play to come around 40 seconds. Another HE could be very painful indeed. Bokor's got a HE and an incendiary to deploy. Distracted by util towards mid. Seems they'll try and pull second player towards B. There's the smoke break. There's the kill for Bokor. Not sure how they answer that. Now, do they go towards A or do they drop? Bokor in CT spawn will be a problem. That's a really important frag as QSE take the A-bomb sites. Now, with possession of long, Littles can surely go fishing here. If she gets a frag, they go for it. If she doesn't, what do? Sino drops on the other side. All Day continues to pursue. 2-on-2 will encourage them. Regian has a kit. Cammy's got that post-plant angle once again, and she's so good at delivering when she has this. But Littles is ready to deliver one more. There is no mercy from Atrix.
In those last few engagements, Littles does so well to play off of her teammates or to allow her teammates to play off of her, right? We see the Molotov come through to flush out the bomb planter. Littles gets that kill, and then her teammate gets taken out by Kami, and it's the perfect opportunity for Littles to return fire and deny Kami the opportunity to clutch out that round. This is beautiful stuff from our Atrix players, from this team. And now we find ourselves mapping series point. QSE put everything into that last round. All their money, their hopes, their dreams. Everything went into that, and Atrix stole it away. And I was a bit nervous about how Atrix played that, going for that aggressive mid push, but it works out beautifully. That first kill comes through, and off the back of that, they're able to maintain that control. It's that thing that QSE have struggled to do throughout these last two maps, get an advantage and hold on to it. Atrix, they hold on to it like a pit bull that's got your leg, just never gonna let go.
Will execute coming into that B-bomb site then, and the numbers are here. And that's the round. That is the round. Atrix are heading towards the B-bomb site, but this will only cost them more firearms, if you ask me.
Bomb has been planted. Terrorists.
Not sure what the goal was. If they were just showing some presence, maybe not expecting to be flanked like that, but that will cost them everything, which is the door open for QSE.
I mean, that was a ridiculous round. It's one of the few times where we don't see like QSE get an opener and then things like kind of slow down a little bit. It's the first time that we've seen them actually go really hyper aggressive. And to be fair, we haven't had a ton of T-side rounds yet, so they haven't really had that opportunity. We saw them try to be a bit more aggressive on the CT side, and that didn't really work out in their favor because Atrix play a far more stable, slow game. Now that QSE actually get onto their own T side, we get to see them play that explosive style, take that space, and it was really great that they opted to go for the B side. I think that that's the best decision they could have made in that round because they were so limited in what they had to work with. So you know that B side is probably going to be far less defended. Usually you only have like one player on B, sometimes none. So taking that early control, getting it onto the site, and then sending on an X on the crazy flank where she's able to get 3 and get the last few vestiges of Atrix. Really well done. More of that, please.
Fire round for Atrix. Some moments to breathe for QSE. If they avoid that B stack, they should be absolutely fine. Textbook stuff. Uh-oh. They have lost all position towards A, which means they will likely run into the stack here. And that could lose them everything because there is an MP9, there is a Desert Eagle, there is a 5.7 as well, and it's the USP who's baiting them. Oh, this is bad. Oh, they've got some good angles though. They've got some good angles, but so does that Desert Eagle. And Boko's going to be in a 1v3, patiently going for those headshots. You saw it in your mind's eye, but it won't be because QSE will press on. Went into the stack and survived. That will do. Doesn't matter how you do it, just do it. If it's ugly, it's fine.
That was way too close for comfort, I feel like. Yeah, I mean, sure, you come out the other side of that going, we won the round. That's what matters. But in that moment, I'm sure that it was panic stations all around. So, suppose, one of the few times that we do actually see them stabilize and maintain that control. But again, it was off the back of a B site hit. And Atrix are like, oh, they've done this twice. We're gonna hard invest into a stack over towards B. QSE have other plans. One of the few times that they take a slower approach, and honestly, a fast approach probably would have netted them spectacular results on the Santi Eco. Either way, they should come out on top of this one.
Again, a scenario where every buy round win should be worth 2 rounds total. Because the other round should be ropey,
Yeah.
pistols, or MP9, etc. QSE making their way up short. 40 seconds to execute on the bomb site, which they will soon find is empty. Being very careful this time. Maybe after the round prior, and now Atrix with nothing to lose will see what they can find. I love that this bomb plant still exists. Lots of fun things don't currently in CS2, but that certainly does. Very safe indeed. Oh, QSE playing it. Not wanting to give rifles for free. They don't need to, of course, exit from long. So a 12-6 scoreline is what we're looking at as Atrix will come on to their next buy round. Regian currently leading with 17 frags on the server.
Terrorists win.
This is certainly looking reminiscent to Inferno, obviously on the reverse, where previously QSE had a phenomenal start to that map, and it was Atrix slowly clawing their way back in. Now we have the complete reversal, with QSE fighting tooth and nail to continue to survive in this series. And to take a win off of Atrix on day 1 of Season 7 would be such a feather in their caps. You could tell how badly they want it and how desperately they're fighting for it. Oh.
Wonderful. Little's really fired up after that first game. She has been everywhere. They know the AWP's in mid. Oh, the timing! That really hasn't worked out for them. That might do. Team kill to boot, and Littles has the angle. She is here already. Oh, she might just have enough. Or perhaps not. 3 on 2. That looks good. No util. Smokes have just gone up. No kit. So what is their approach here? In that they go. Littles has made it into the bomb site now, and Lei has to really deliver and stay alive. 1v2. I don't think they've got time to defuse this bomb. If they frag Boko, it's going to be a close one. No, it's not going to be a close one. They're going to pick up and leave. Well, it's like a knife-edge choice. If you try it and lose everything, then it's another round you've got to eco. If you leave and save, then you can buy around what you have. If you save the AWP, then let's see what their buy will look like.
Yeah, I mean, retakes on B can be so difficult. And even in a 3 versus 2, the fact that one of those players still left standing was Kami makes it just that little bit more difficult to navigate. And all that she needed to do was buy time. And she does just that. Now Atrix, all right, Littles, a saved AWP, and she instantly deletes her counterpart in Kami. A great opener for them. And the really amazing thing is we've seen them win a round like this on Inferno. this could be the round that they actually win the Hold On series.
Can always win a round with just an AWP. Regian, oh, this is so free. She heard the sound cues of Lei disposing of the AWP over the wall, so walked through the smoke, and Lei goes back and gets dropped for free. This may be the end of the line. This could be the curtain call then for QSE as 2 remain, and Regian completely resets her angle. Maybe caught sleeping a bit there. So perhaps a chance for QSE, but my God, there's so much coming their way. And in the smoke, making the play, which will ultimately not be enough. Atrix's train will not be stopped on this occasion. And you can see they are really happy with the comeback after that first map. Look at this pop-off. It's wonderful.
I mean, the excitement, man. And Steinen as well, showing that pride very much so in her team. You're pointing to the A on her shirt and showing, you know, this